So, you want to create a leitmotif for your character. A leitmotif is a short, recurrent theme throughout a musical or literary composition associated with a certain idea, situation, or character. You've probably spent a good amount of time fleshing out your character. Their colors, their stands, their backstory, and relationships. Good! Now it's time to take it to the next level and make your character a theme song!
First off, analyze your character and their details. This will be important for how your leitmotif and your theme song would sound. Let's start with the general shape of your character, like circles, squares, or triangles. Take Violet, for example. Violet's design is a bit more complex, but there are still a good amount of shapes to draw from. The main shapes here are triangles and circles, meaning she's not really much of an intimidating threat, and there's potential for inner conflict. Let's associate that with her backstory. Violet is the first villain that our heroes encounter, a part of an ensemble of villains with different traits and behaviors. She was resurrected by her grandfather, Saint Kaufman, and was appointed as one of the major generals, the ensemble in question, in the Skeleton Empire. She worries about her grandfather's delusion from his own religion, Kaufmanism, which is why she hangs out as a member of the Harbingers of Chaos, a trio of specialist major generals, one from each branch of the Empire, but noticeably the weaker, less interested one. For example, when she was appointed as a lead for a negotiation with Rexyville, she followed orders, but she was a little reluctant, displaying a sense of conflict. Now we got our character and her backstory, let's head into the leitmotif. For Violet's leitmotif, we'll be using a piano as our bass instrument. I'll use GarageBand to make our song. As you figure out your own leitmotif, play around with the notes a bit to find a good rhythm and pitch. That way you can figure out what arrangement of notes can fit your character. Alright, let's try it out. Great. Feel free to adjust the tempo to match the character's vibe, like how I'll adjust mine to 149 beats per minute to be a bit more fast-paced. Now that you have your main melody and your desired tempo, let's complement it with a harmony. As you noticed, this melody has a lot of sharps, like in the latter half where it starts with a D sharp, and into a C sharp, and finally A, looping back with an A sharp in beat 4. Depending on what you've chosen, you can either go for a minor or major harmony. We'll be going for a minor harmony to match the tone of the melody. Keep in mind that a harmony doesn't have to be stagnant chords, you can split them to build on the rhythm made by the melody. Alright, let's see the result. Wonderful. Now that you have your leitmotif created, let's incorporate that into the theme. It's important to have some variety, that way it isn't just the same leitmotif over and over again. So let's have our leitmotif for Violet in the A section. Add some extra layers, such as a saxophone to enhance the melody, violin and heavy metal organ for the harmony, and some drums for a good rhythm. Now make sure throughout your song it has some resemblance to section A, or section B of the song based on what you chosen for section A. It should contrast with the first section in terms of rhythm. Like for section A of Violet's themes, the notes are longer and full, tenuto. So I make section B here more striking with shorter notes for harmony, staccato. Repeat sections A and B, but this time, for the next version of section B here, include different instruments such as trumpets to boost the staccato of the harmony. For section C of this song, we'll be incorporating another leitmotif to connect Violet's concern with St. Kaufman, adding another instrument, the cathedral organ, to symbolize the concern of Kaufman's delusions, dropping some percussion, like leaving the cymbals and crash cymbal, and trumpets for the first part until the next part, where returning trumpets and percussion get another leitmotif, the Skeleton King, especially for section D, where everything is dropped except for the piano, cathedral organ, and the cymbals for the first part. In the second part, the rest of the percussion and heavy metal organ return, and a new instrument, the grand organ, and the end of section D for solo in section E through F, being unique from the other instruments, providing a rapid arpeggio in 16th notes, which is basically notes played in a chord individually. Now for the grand finale, section F, all the instruments are playing, working together to create a tone that sets a triumph for our heroes fighting, while also foreshadowing in the second part with another Skeleton King leitmotif, while also showing some conflict in Violet. After section F, the song dies down and ends with a cymbal crash and an arpeggio from the piano. Congratulations! You have just made your leitmotif and song for your original character. Thanks for watching. If you want to listen to the full song, click on the thumbnail in the upper right corner.